Hey, good morning and welcome to the Tuesday build with me, Tiff. That one's Tiff. And John.
Okay.
Yeah. John
Cool
is
intro.
building a motorbike, but he's along for the ride, shall we say.
I'm the onion in this stream, yeah.
He's the only one of us that still has a hog.
Thanks for calling it that.
Well, I use the word hog.
Yeah,
That's what you call it.
No.
It's me hog.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a moped. You get upset about things like that. That's abuse.
Dear. How are you two?
I'm excellent.
I'm
The
good.
sun was out for about half the day today, so there's no more flooding. In fact, some of the roads have opened up, but not many. But yeah, the water levels going down slowly. But oh god,
Good.
it's everywhere. Oh, and there was big gale force winds in Adelaide yesterday, about 1,600 kilometres away. Yeah, because they've almost got a drought. A lot of the red dirt and all that from South Australia is up in the air, and it came over us today. And basically, everything has got a bit of a coating of Adelaide. Well, it's amazing.
That sounds like a really dodgy film.
Yeah,
Everyone's got a coating of Adelaide.
that's not so much of a coating, but it's a little bit beyond Thunderdome-ish. We're going up on the hill and just looking at the horizon, just going, there is no horizon.
Yeah, we've got gale winds up here. I actually got a notification from the Northern Power Grid this morning.
Jim went to school with gale winds, you know.
I was about to say that. Yeah. Apparently, she blew hot and cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently my power might go off later when the winds pick up.
That's
and
not good.
we've got the flood warnings for rain as well. Which is going to be fun.
I live on a hill.
Yeah, the thing is,
smart people live on hills, you see.
the thing is,
sorry.
The big box that houses all the electrical stuff that powers the flats and the bungalows and that around here is in the car park outside mine, and that floods every time. The last time they actually had to dig underground to fix the bad wiring. I was without power for a few days.
So you sat there with all your hair sticking up on end, looking like Albert Einstein, with all the static in the air.
No.
That would be so funny.
I don't think it stays stuck up for very long.
It's looking very red today.
That's on my hair right now.
Very red.
Very red. That's cool.
Speaking of which, it is International Redhead Day today. There we go.
Yep.
What a nice thing.
Natural redheads, not
yes,
dyed redheads.
Yeah. I believe it's NAIDOC Day today as well, which you've never heard of over there.
No.
It's the National Indigenous Day of Change. It's basically the original inhabitants of Australia putting their hand up to say we're still here. That sort of thing. Mind you, it then extends now. The NAIDOC, we got this. It's NAIDOC week, so it's a day, but it's actually a week. But then they extend it out to a month anyway. But yeah, good on them. They're still here.
Did you know there's actually a name for people who have a fetish for redheads? I didn't know this until a redhead told me. It's called rutophilia.
Oh.
It's actually a fetish for redheads.
I was going to make a joke, but I can't remember her name. Harry's Megan. I think Meganite. So, but there we go.
Yeah.
Onto the comments.
Tiff says, "Morning, folks. Please do hit that like button on your way in. We appreciate it. We certainly do." Robert forgot. Naughty Robert. How rude. June says, "Morning, Tiff and Robert." Or Tiff Robert.
Morning.
Robert says, "Good morrow, all." Good morrow. Gary Markham says, "Ladies and gentlemen, good morning to you all. Have lubed and subscribed." Lovely.
I've answered your email, Gary. I can't remember if I hit send. I'll have to double check. I think I have.
Jesus, John.
This is trying to have nice things.
I'll go and check right now when the comments be back.
Oh. Should I restart the show? Matthew says hi all. Hello,
Hi,
Matthew. You want to see Matthew's entry? It is so cool. The competition is very cool. Duke says, "Good day, all you beautiful people." Hello, Duke.
Hello.
And he says he's got his motor running and he's heading on the highway. And he's looking for adventure and until a redhead goes his way. In other words, he's curb crawling. Ian says, "Duke, I have my bad motor scooter." Ian says, "Lubed and primed." Oh, that always sounds so wrong coming from Ian. Because I know he's got like channel merch stuff like that, which is really cool. But whenever he says I'm lubed and ready or whatever, I always have this image that he's sitting there in front of the computer, like lubing it, greasing himself up and things.
Oh,
ready for
Jesus
the show.
Christ. I think you need to do something about that mind of yours.
I know. Duke says, "Ha ha ha, Ian, I don't feel safe on roller skates, let alone anything else." David says, "Good day all." Hello, David.
Hello.
Joe says, "Good morning to all." Hello, Joe.
Hello, Joe. Welcome back.
Hello.
The Heathen says, "Morning, Mikey and Tiff." Evening, John.
Heathen.
Hello, Heathen. Phil says, "Good afternoon, everyone." Hello, Phil.
Good afternoon.
Whit Rose says, "Now all I have in my head is Just for Kicks by the Legends. That are Dumpy's Rusty Nuts." Thanks for that. You're welcome. I've got an awesome heavy metal song that I'll send you later, Gary. It's really cool. Junior says, "Glad you've clarified, Mikey. I did wonder which one was Tiff." Joking, Tiff.
You can't.
Yeah.
I'm literally a signal.
Yeah. David says it's chucking down in the Rhondda today. Yeah, it's raining up here as well. It's lovely. I like it when it's raining.
Is it true if they
David says,
flattened out Wales that it would be larger than England?
probably. Maybe that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to water it all down so it all levels out.
Oh, you never know. It was built in the Rhondda and powered by coal.
Stop singing.
Oh, David says he lives halfway up a mountain. Or do you live halfway down the mountain?
And when they were up, they were up.
Or do you live along a contour line? Or do you live between the contour lines? Junior says, "Morning, Gary, Matthew, evening, Duke, morning, David, Joe, Commander Evans." And a partridge in a pear tree. Robert says, "Hey, David, me too, sort of, outside Caerphilly." Lovely. We've got more heathens. We now have 3 heathens. Julian's heathen 1. Tiff, when they said redhead, I don't think they meant your WJ.
I'm not sure.
Trying to think what he means about that.
Made a spelling mistake and sent it too early. It's proper comments. Next one down.
I don't think they meant your whole head runs. Oh.
Yes, because I had it pretty much around my bloody face. Oh.
Yeah. Did you get some Tipex and rub it out or something?
No, it came out when I washed my hair, like when I rinsed it out.
George says, "Hey all." Hey, George.
Yeah, there you go, John. I had hair dye
Wow.
all over my head.
Yeah, that's red.
Yeah.
We've got the appropriate
says,
background today.
Gary, if you get an email with everything spelled backwards, it's from John. Helpful look.
Thanks for translating.
Junior says, "Afternoon, George." Yeah, you just have to hold a mirror to the screen so you can read it in the mirror. George says, "Hey, Julian." Julian says, "It is also persistently hissing down in South Wales." Well, yeah, because you're heathen. God doesn't like heathens. Junior says, "Hey, Julian." Julian says, "It is also persistently hissing down in South Wales." Well, yeah, because you're heathen. God doesn't like heathens. 'Cause you're heathen. 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 David says, now we're getting complicated, Mikey. Yes. And he says, it was a nice pick on Discord, Tiff. Yeah. Yeah. Lovely. Lovely jubbly. Lovely boy. Oh, there you go. Robert's a double heathen. He emigrated from Devon.
So did
You
my
went from
family.
Devon
Oh.
to South Wales.
Mm. Hey, crossing the border, mate. Still classed as immigration.
So the earliest we can trace the Marleys back to is in Hoyweek in Devon. And yeah, they were builders and they followed the work. So they moved to Bristol and around, ended up in Cardiff, and they're still there.
Like a rash.
Yes. The
like
slow
an
burn.
infestation of Marleys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
No.
Haley came in for, and I was listening to some Welsh music on my phone whilst me and Tiff were talking. And she said, "What the hell is that crap?" And I went, "Welsh music." And she went, "Well, why are you listening to Welsh music?" And I went, "Because I'm Welsh." She went, "Yeah, but that's crap." And I went, "Listen, stop mocking my country, will you? Just because you're an immigrant." And she went, "I'm not." And I went, "You are. I said you're from England." It's a different country.
Yeah.
Didn't like that. Gary says, "Julian, ha ha ha, backwards I can deal with that. It's the upside down ones that are the problem."
Yeah.
David says, "Yes, Robert is a bit of a hill there." Yes.
Me too.
Saying that, most of Wales is hills. Julian says, "David, Dad said there was a saying in the valleys, if you see the other side of the valley, it's about to rain. If you can't see the other side of the valley, it's already raining." Yeah. One of the strangest, most impressive sights I've ever seen was doing adventure training down in Capel Curig, which is in South Wales. And we were stood mountain climbing on one side of a valley, and we looked over the other side, and we could literally see the cloud rolling down the side of the other side of the valley, and they're slowly filling it up. It was weird. It literally just looked like, I don't know, like an avalanche coming down the side of the mountain. But it wasn't. It was just cloud. David says, "I have relatives in Newton Abbot, South Devon." Robert?
There we go. Newton Abbot. That's that's next to where Hoyweek is. East Dogwell, actually.
Robert says, "It's September the 19th. I have problems with international talk like a pirate say, ooh, are." There we go. And we successfully kept it down to 11 viewers. David says, "Dragon's breath, Mikey." Yes. Hashtag David.
Oh,
Right.
I should change my camera.
Ooh, I've got an email. Who have I got an email off? Hang on.
Oh, could be me by mistake because I'm probably terrible at these
things.
things.
Dieter's entry. I have Dieter's entry. Cool.
Oh.
I shall have a look now. Not that you guys are going to see.
Oh, well, you know. It'd be hilarious if it's a close up of his anus.
Steady. Oh, I like that. It's cool.
Alrighty. I didn't sort of zoom in on this. This is how the rear control panel of the Victor's coming along.
Zoom.
You won't see much of this. Well, you won't see any of this when it's all together. But I've painted the table brown and then black over the top, and just used stippling to sort of chip it away so it looks a bit worn and stuff like that. I quite like the look of that. The instrument panel, it shouldn't be blue like that, but it'll do.
How did you paint little needles on the dials?
I did not. It's all photo etch. In fact, you can see little grab handles and stuff, and it's all like none of it's me. It's all Edward really. But there is a part like this one here that goes on the starboard side, there, but I could either chop it away because it doesn't fit anymore because there's another panel there, and use that, or I've got a box, a photo etch box that has been it's over there, it's primed, and I could use that. And these seats all have seat belts and stuff to do, which, let's see, and yeah, they're the driver's seats, and yeah, the weapon system officer and the all those guys down the back. Their seats are facing the other way, so you'll never see these seat belts, but I'll put them on anyway. That'll be what I'm doing mainly today. It'll take a while, but the seats are coming along. Other bits to put on. So that's what I'm doing, is just zhuzhing up the flight deck.
Zhuzhing. I like that. It looks good, mate. June says, Mikey, my brother and sister-in-law went to a local music festival and there were Welsh language rock groups there. Very good too. Yeah. Well, that rock song that I found, heavy metal song, it's a Welsh one. So it's based on a song, or it's a song called Dacu Gariad. And basically it's a shepherd. He sat on the side of the hill, obviously minding his flock or whatever, looking down into the valley and looking over his farm. And he's telling you what you can see and how it's affecting him, and how he can see his wife and how beautiful she is in the sunshine and things like that. But it's a heavy metal version of that, and it's so good.
I'm looking forward to listening to it.
Ian says, more likes than viewers according to my stats. Sorry, Modders?
I'm looking forward to listening to it.
What did you say, Modders? Yeah. The original version was nice, wasn't
it? I haven't listened to them yet.
Well,
I'll do that after the stream. Well, from what I heard of what you'd played.
Ian says, more likes than viewers according to my stats. Ian says, funny looking bike, John.
Yeah, well, I don't have a bike.
I do.
Me too.
Julian says, Robert, apparently the traditional pirate talk only dates back to the first actor to portray a pirate. He talked that way and the audience thought it was authentic, so it stuck.
Huh.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Robert says, I got a feeling it was that Norton chap. Not certain, though. Well, possibly. Do you know what? It's a better picture if I just lower the camera. There we go. Focus, damn you. There we go. And I'll bring some light over here so you can see. How's that? How's that then?
That's better.
Right. Hey, lovely.
You can see what I'm doing now. There we go. Right. Where was I? On that. Okay. Now I've got to put that. Ooh. Battery pack. Gary says, good day, John. Thank you very much for your reply and your details. Very much appreciated. Were the photographs of any help? I have plenty of aviation material for you to look at. Cultural stuff as well. There we go.
Oh, yeah, I'd love to. Yeah.
Oh, speaking of which, that reminds me. Gary sent me a list of names who are helping him to translate the show into Korean for YouTube.
Mm.
And I said that I would give them a shout out because apparently they're quite enjoying the show.
That's good to hear.
Yeah. Okay. I'm probably going to butcher these.
Probably.
So apparently he's in Sydney. But he has 725 staff where he is, a total of 2,250 staff. His personal staff translators are Sojin, Yura, Mina, and Hieri, even. There you go. And it's NBC TV Ilsan. NBC TV Udodong head office in Seoul. There you go, CBD South. So yeah, there we go. I've probably butchered many, many names there and offended many, many people in that company, for which I do apologize, but we appreciate you taking the time to watch.
Yeah, and a big shout out to all our friends in South Korea.
Yeah.
And I apologize for making it so complicated for you to translate what we're saying with John's obvious lack of accent.
And all the Welsh words that you're throwing in occasionally.
Yeah, those don't help.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, I did say to him, I think, if there's any problems with translating some of the Welsh words, let me know and I'll explain them. There it is. Okay. Do you know what? I might as well use the off-white pen.
Well, the song that is on high rotation in my car at the moment is I'd forgotten how good John Farnham is. Was. So Help, the Beatles song, he did a cover of it live back in the mid-'80s, and it will rock your world. It's so good. It's very, very different from the original. He's made it his own, and what a voice. So Help
Do you know
John
what's
Farnham
on
YouTube.
my radio in the car?
Go on.
Whatever my wife tells me. Whatever she decides we're having on.
Okay. Seatbelt. In fact,
Okay,
I'll drop this down a lot lower because you're not going to see a bloody thing otherwise. So let's refocus that.
Julian says the first actor to popularise the archetype of a pirate is considered to be Robert Newton. Long John Silver, Treasure Island. His portrayal, including his distinctive accents, became the standard.
Oh.
And so saith the Gospel of Julian. Ian says, I had to run to the garage, avoiding raindrops, to get my Italeri Suzuki RG500 in 1/9 scale. That's a big model.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah. Joe says, made great progress on my Aoshima XJ400. I'll never post pics, but I am personally very happy with the progression. Thanks to you and Tiff for the motivation. You're more than welcome, mate, and you're more than welcome to post pics in Discord.
Oh yeah, no one will say anything negative. We're all good friends here.
Yeah, we all support each other. Robert says, Julian told you I wasn't certain. I had heard about that though. Yeah, there we go. Don't worry about a thing, because every little thing you're going to be all right.
I'm going to have that stuck in my head now.
Yeah.
How are you going to see that? Once it's under there. The answer to that is no.
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 No, sir.
No, because once that's on, oops. And once that's the wrong one. Once that one's on, you're not going to see that battery. Battery. There you go.
Ooh.
So there's no point worrying about painting it. Julian says, after yesterday's debacle, I looked this morning, the control column and pedals had gone AWOL. Miraculously, I found that the control column on the floor might find the pedals, but not hopeful. Thank you for the update. Yeah. Right. So I need to cut that off. Right. Yeah. Help if I had my snips. No, that's not snips, that's a guitar capo. Gary says, aha, no worries, guys. You have nearly 1,000 watching now. YouTube Translate is starting to catch up onto your dialects. It's just some family members with me here in Sydney, some staff over at SBS TV. Nice. We're going international, people. Oh, wait, we already were. John's in Australia. I forgot about that. It's that lack of accent, you see.
Exactly.
Ah, Mr. Altergott's in. He says, hello to all on screen. Hello, Jim.
Hello, Jim.
Didn't think you'd be joining us. Normally here before now.
Jim says, greetings and salutations to all of you. Greetings to all usual suspects in chat. And Ian says, greetings back, Jim. There you go. Snips.
I don't know why I've got that.
See, what we need to do now is, because we know that some of Gary's staff are translating the show for him, what we need to do now is speak as much as possible to make them earn their pay.
Well, that's just cruel.
Because we're evil like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You might be.
They say nothing, though.
Yeah. Well, you know.
Hey, what are you trying to say, Modders?
I'd never do that. I'm not that cruel. I'm a very naturally quiet person. You know this. I don't speak very much. And now it's just gone silent.
No, I'm
No,
just
Kay
concentrating.
came in with a hand out, and I said, what do you want? And she went, bank card. I was like, okay. She's going to the shop to get some stuff for dinner.
Ah.
And to get some milk. Ooh, speaking of which.
No, I went down earlier on to get some milk. Because I did my food shopping the other day. And as I was getting off the bus, I didn't need anything from my freezer or my fridge, like my freezer or my cupboards, because I don't eat much, so I still had a month's worth of food in. So I was like, I need to top up my fridge. I also need to get some photos printed off. And on my way home, as I was getting off the bus, my backpack split.
Oh.
So my milk carton just exploded all over the bloody floor.
You've not had much luck lately, have you?
No.
Bless you.
One thing after another.
I'm not laughing at you, I'm laughing at the comments. Jim says, Tiff, wouldn't miss the show for a world.
Oh.
You're so kind, Jim. We all know it's because Tiff's here. You just want to see Tiff and talk to Tiff. Jim says, hello, Ian and Julian.
I'm not special.
Me and John are just sort of ancillaries in this show.
Oh, surprised you remembered my name.
Me and John are just here to make up the numbers.
That's it.
Jim says, hello, Ian and Julian. Robert says, Talk Like a Pirate Day is a Friday this year, apparently being adopted by the Pastafarianism movement, whatever that is. Pastafarians are people that believe that spaghetti monster is going to come and take over the world.
Yes.
And their headgear is literally a metal colander that they wear on their head.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very strange.
And very funny.
They're quite funny. Yeah. Gary says, Oi, I'm sweating already. Don't double the stress. Wife is laughing at me. Hello, Mrs. Markham. That sounds like an 80s TV program, Mrs. Markham. No, 90s. Because there's Mrs. Merton and Malcolm, wasn't there?
Don't know.
Oh, Tiff won't remember Gary's John's foreign. Sorry.
Yeah,
It's too young and John's foreign.
Yeah, I was going to say I'm a little too young for that.
Yeah. It was a sitcom called Mrs. Merton and Malcolm. It's quite good. Mrs. Merton was like this old woman, and Malcolm was her son. And it was literally just about the conversations they had in their living room and stuff. And he's like trying to explain the modern world to her and things. You know, like we do with our grandparents and stuff.
Yeah.
It's quite funny. June says, on the subject of pronunciation-ish, one of my carers is a Zulu and explains some names we think are odd are direct translations of Zulu prayer names given to babies, e.g. handsome and happy, etc. There we go.
There you go.
June says, Robert, don't you mean a Friday? David says, it takes all sorts, Mikey. Yeah, it does. June says, Mikey, that description of Pastafarianism gave me a headache. Yeah. I remember reading an article about it in the paper, and Kay was really amused by it. And we were stood in the kitchen, and she went, Oi, Mike, look. And I turned around, and she's there with a metal colander on her head saying, Look, I'm a Pastafarian. Ha! It was funny. She just stood there laughing her head off, dancing with a metal colander on her head. She's a good one, bless her. Jim says, fascinating story about your carer, Julian. Tell us more. I like to learn things like that.
Ow. Willow?
Yeah, Willow is a Zulu name. Yeah. No,
Gary says, Korean wife keeps her own name, Ki Young Lee. Ah, there we go. Ki Young Lee. That's interesting. Didn't know they kept their own name. Hello, Ki Young Lee. Ian says, I don't recall that show, Mikey, but I do remember the Mrs. Merton show. Yeah, Mrs. Merton, it was the sitcom that the Mrs. Merton show was based on. That's how it started, I think, or the other way around. But yeah, it's the same person playing Mrs. Merton. I think Malcolm was played by the guy who played David in Royal Family. Joe says, not sure of the usual group live stream schedule, but I will be out Wednesday and Friday. Forgot I volunteered for a junior golf tournament in New Orleans. I will watch when I get home. No problems. The usual live streams is same time as it is today. It's just on a Wednesday and Thursday and a Friday. Well, normally a Thursday and a Friday, but we've got the Corporals Club tomorrow as well.
Members live.
Robert says, Julian. Yes, well, that's what I mean, because it's only the corporal members that get the extra live stream, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because I've got to give them something for paying someone. For paying so much into the channel. Robert says, Julian, I have difficulty typing accents, but I've managed a lecherously typed laugh. There we go.
Get down off there.
Right. I always go into a cold sweat whenever Kay says she wants my bank card to go to the shop. I don't know why.
Your fridge is going to come back with some sort of animal.
No, I'm afraid. I very nearly said no. I'm afraid she's going to come back, but no, I'm afraid she's going to empty the bank account or something. I think. Oh, I hope she doesn't watch this back because that's so mean. I didn't mean to come out with that. And I obviously do love her. She's my wife. We've been married 10 years. So. As John knows, we've been through a lot together. And Tiff.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think a lot more than most couples could deal with.
Mm.
Ooh, this is really small.
Small, wasn't that a character in This Is England?
Again, I don't know what you're talking about.
John, will you watch some television? Oh, I'm joking. Let that dry. Hopefully. Oh, there you go. Jim says, Joe, keep your head on the swivel whilst on the course. Never know when a wild slice or hook will come at you. Yes. And they hurt. Julie says, Jim, I'm just reading about the Zulu War, written by a friend. Emailed him suggesting in the next edition he include a pronunciation guide for the African names. Yeah. I had a friend that, I'm not sure she's passed away now, but she spoke Afrikaans because she's born and raised in South Africa.
Mm-hmm.
And it used to be quite nice because she when we go to church and stuff, she would, not that I go to church anymore, but she would stand up and she would sing in Afrikaans for everyone. And it was lovely. Joe says, always, Jim. And Gary says, ha ha ha, Key tried to reply to you in Hangul, but only got instead of Korean letters. Oh, bless her. It's all right. They don't do the Welsh alphabet on keyboards either, Key. It means we've got to type multiple letters to make it look like a Welsh letter. Julie says, Fna remind me of a friend at work who wrote his own version of Linux. He called it Fook Knows. I'm not going to pronounce it how you want me to, Julian. A temp asked him what it was called. He said, Fook Knows, and the temp replied, well, I only asked. There you go. And so says chapter 2 of Gospel of Julian.
Oh, yeah.
I like that, the Gospel of Julian.
Yeah.
That should actually be a thing. Julian should actually put a little book together with all different quotes and stuff that he's done and things like that, and call it the Gospel of Julian. Like write down all these little jokes and stuff that he does. I think that'd be a fun project for him.
Quite quickly.
21.
I don't know what that cat's doing, but she's causing havoc.
Is she?
Yes.
How? Oops. How rude.
No idea what she's doing.
Hmm.
What have you got?
Okay.
Come and give me the death stare and back off.
Oh. Where did that bit go? What the? What the?
What the deuce?
What have you done, John?
Well, yeah, I had a little seatbelt on my finger. Went to grab it with the tweezers, and it wasn't on my finger. But it can't be far away. It's got to be here in that space. Bastardo.
Well, in that case, you may be bejiggered.
I don't have spit. Oh, there it is. Under the PE. Little thing. Take two.
Kind of helps if I do this on camera.
Yeah.
There you go. More of a chance of me getting it on the camera now. And if I put a light on there. There you go. There you go. Julian says, ahem, that's St. Julian to you, Mikey. Although the Saint bit is a tad awkward, what the being a heathen and all.
Oh, being a heathen and all. Yeah.
Well, Morgan's getting told off for doing something. They shouldn't.
Oh, no.
They do. Who knew? Waitrose says, Mikey and Julian, logistics report, care packages loaded onto transport, delivery expected 48 hours. Thank you very much, CQ. There we go. That's going to be cool. It's going to be fun. Robert says, I thought Cats and Havoc were synonymous. Yeah.
Normally, Willow is very,
He says if that's how it's spelled. I think so.
Yeah. No, normally Willow's quite calm.
Very well. Ah, hello, son. Stick in the fridge for me, buddy.
I'll just have to give it to you.
Yeah, well, I'm on a live stream. I'm not going to eat it on a live stream, am I? Have it afterwards. Brought me a chicken tikka slice. Lovely.
A what slice?
Chicken tikka.
Wow, that sounded right.
It's the only time I'll actually eat pastry.
Yeah, Asda's ones are quite nice.
Yeah. Robert says, if that's how it's spelled. And Julie says, many thank you, Gary. Many thanks, Gary. Yes. Gary, am I able to tell people about one of the things that we were discussing that you've put into said parcel? That we were discussing the other day in relation to Les Compétitions. Kevin says, good day, everyone. Sunny day here. Or should I leave it for the members only stream? Yeah, I might leave it for the members only stream. Yeah, good day, everyone. Sunny day here. In fact, no. If he says it's okay, then I'll probably say on here. Yeah.
Hello, Kevin.
Good day, everyone. Sunny day. Eh?
I said hello, Kevin.
What one? Hello, Kevin. Julian says, Robert, that's synonymous, but it's the internet. Spelling is optional. Yeah. And Gary says, sure, whatever you like, mate. Okay, so for the competition, obviously, we got prizes, as John and Gary keep saying. And I was talking to Waitrose the other day after the live stream, and we were discussing what I'm going to do for prizes and stuff. And he very kindly offered to donate a kit for the members prize, which is really cool of him.
Very cool.
And it's the ICM Special Forces Black Hawk.
Wow.
Oh,
How cool is that of him?
it's very generous.
So that's going to be the prize for the members only bit. Members part of the competition. There we go. Thank you very much, Gary. Gary Stuff says, but now I'm worried I've forgotten something. And he says, oh yeah, that's included. Phew. Kieran says, hi all, made it eventually. Hope everyone is well. Yeah, thank you, Kieran. Hope you're well too, buddy.
Yeah, welcome back.
June says, hi, Kieran. Yeah. And June says, very cool prize. It is. And it's very cool of Gary to do that.
Oh, crops.
Kieran says, hi, Julian. Hope all is well. So I'm going to switch my fan on because it was cold this morning. So I put my thick, fleecy shirt on. And now I'm getting warm.
I thought you were about to say, I chose my thick, fleecy beard today as opposed to my lightweight one.
Oh, yes, because I can just modify my beard, can't I? Well, I can't. But...
You can.
You can.
You can only modify it shorter. You can't modify it longer. Unless you buy a fake beard.
No, I can. I can plait it and things.
Apparently, you can get beard extensions.
Merkins.
Yeah, that's just for people who aren't man enough to actually grow a beard.
Follically challenged.
Well,
yes.
Nothing wrong with follically challenged men.
No, I know.
No. It just means they're unlikely to have children.
Shots
or if they do, then they need to question. They need to question how that child came about. Obviously, I'm joking.
Yeah.
If you don't have a beard and have kids, do not start accusing your wife. It was a joke. Probably a very bad joke, but yeah.
Oh, come on. It's very small.
That's what she said.
That's what she said. You get it in stereo now. It's that useful.
Yeah. Oh no. Okay, let's try a different approach.
And Ian says, hi, Kieran. Hello, Kieran. We have 18 people watching at the moment. Let's see how we're doing. Ooh, back in Caveat.
How many bits of photo edge go pinging across the bench?
We still have more people liked than we do. Huh?
So we have what? Sorry?
We have, oh, there you go. We have the same number of likes as we do people watching, which is cool. June says, marginally better now the control column is found, Kieran. Now to find the rudder pedals. Miffed they were AWOL to start with, though. Gary says, Tiff, there is a Danish family with 2 black cats in a YouTube channel called Everyday Cat Stories. Mads and Martin, who follow Grandma for walks to a local lake and back. 8 to 10 minutes runtime. Cute little videos. Cool.
Ooh, posty.
Jim says, Jim says, Gary, what's your weekend video from the modelling shed? Wishing you a peaceful and restful holiday, mate. Getting away from making YouTube content for a time, I think will do you good. Yeah. It's a lot. I don't do anywhere near the amount of work that Gary does, obviously. In fact, I only just barely do a little bit more than what John does for this channel. In that most of the work is just doing the live streams.
Well, yeah.
Is it though? Because I have to do the merch and stuff like that, merch designs and intros and things, which I have to make myself. That bloody big boy locomotive was a pain because I couldn't get a picture of the train because it's such a long train, or such a long locomotive. I couldn't get a photo in a high enough resolution to make into a cartoon, so I had to get one that was low res and then make the entire locomotive out of squares, circles, and triangles in order for it to actually look like right on the intro.
So you took the intro to the big boy build.
Big boy. Yeah.
I didn't see a train go past in that.
I can show you now if you want.
No, it's okay. I'm joking. It's a bad joke. Bad joke.
Yeah.
Nothing exciting.
I think it took me like 5-6 hours to make that.
Wow.
Sorry, Tiff.
Nothing exciting. I'm waiting for a parcel.
Take a breath.
That's the one thing I hate about living in the first floor flat.
Duke says, I hate it. Duke says, I hate it when she says that, Mikey. David says, can't grow one since the radiation treatment destroys a lot of the follicles as well as taste buds as it was my neck and head. Ooh. Yeah. There we go. In that case, you have a doctor's note. You are excused. You may keep your man card. Why are you joking, buddy? I'm glad you're better. Well, as well as you can be. Out of interest, though, when your wife wakes up in the night, does she see you glowing like a nightlight? Just your head above the blankets, glowing. I've always wondered that with radiation treatment. Ian says, this is unprecedented. More likes than live views. Yeah. Kieran says, glad you found the control column. The rudder pedals may not be visible anyway once the fuselage is closed up. Yeah. Julian says 17, no 18, no 19, 18, 19. Bugger it, that'll do. Watching and 19 likes. There we go. Yeah. Welcome to my world, Julian. Right. Oh, I just realised I need to put the front end of this bike together as well. But that might be easier once I've actually done the rest of the bike. So at the minute I can use the frame as a stand. Jim says, I think for the remainder of this live stream, we should address Julian as Your Majesty because he is number one in the crown competition. No, it's Heathen Julian. Heathen 1.
Yes.
Oh, Julian, you need to get a number plate for your wheelchair that says Heathen 1 on it. That would be brilliant. How cool would that be? Why did you explain that one to the neighbours? David says, laugh out loud. We always laugh about it, and yes, I think I do glow. It's like I think they were called the Radium Girls or something like that, weren't they? The ones that used to make the clocks and things, watch faces. They'd paint the radium onto the watch faces because they used to lick their brush clean. The radium would end up on their teeth and it rotted their teeth, but it also made their teeth glow. So the teeth glowed in the dark. And then obviously the radiation sort of rotted their jaw away and things, which is gnarly.
Horrific.
Gary says, I have a theory as to how John managed to fit the Sea Fury control column back to front. John is left-handed. The switch block is for a right-handed use. Back to front. There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just an excuse.
Well, works for me.
Yeah, don't make excuses for him. Don't make excuses for the man. Yeah.
Oh, is that other bit gone?
I'll keep going with this bit. Right. That's what I was going to do. Put a bit of that on there. Break that down. Scrape it back. So, what sort of stickers and stuff would people like to see in the merch stores? Merch store things. Tiff, have you got a link for that, haven't you?
Yes, I have. I'll pop it in.
Oh, by the way, Joe, did the T-shirt turn up yet? Because you had the cup. Yeah. He says, one man's excuse is another man's lack of competence. Ooh, 22. There we go. Weight Rose says, "Oh, just ordered the content redacted for the next four veterans build too. I do like a content redacted. I still got to order my content redacted as well. Content redacted.
I've got my content redacted here. It's very nice.
Yeah. Guy says, I'm not looking at kit parts earlier and noticed the offset switch block. There we go. Yeah. I need to order my content redacted. So I don't think the CPU is going to be a long build, is it? Maybe. Don't know. I don't think it's going to be like 13, 14 shows.
Really will be.
Streams. Oh, I finally gave in to the idea that I'm doing aircraft more and more now. So I've actually cleared a shelf off just to put aircraft on models. I've created space for them. I've given into it. But I am enjoying making different things. Because that's just a sort of weird and crazy person I am. I've never understood this thing where people say, "Oh yeah, I'm an aircraft modeler," and you go, "Do you build anything else?" No, I'm an aircraft modeler. Well, okay, but have some fun. There's a big wide world out there.
That's
you
true.
May enjoy other stuff.
I'll tell you, will enjoy other things.
Yeah, you will, and that's an order.
I mean, so there's a lot of things in the hobby that I haven't done yet, and I've been modeling my whole life. It's just I've not got to it all yet.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Modders has just put a link to the merch store where you got, I think it's 44 designs now, stickers and clothes and
46
notebooks
designs.
and there you go, 46. Thank you, Modders. Oh, no. I didn't notice, right? I didn't know this until the other day. You know the hardback notebooks in there?
Mm-hmm.
You can actually choose what sort of paper you want on there, whether you want lined, plain, or squares. Okay. I didn't realize that.
Yeah,
I might have to get that because I do like square ruled notebooks. Makes it easier and neater for me. writing sums and things.
It's like graph paper, basically.
Yes. And for those born after 2020, those born after 2000, paper is a thing that you write on. It's white and it's sort of thin. It's what we used to write on in school.
Normally, looks a bit like that.
Oh, well.
Yeah. I think someone did buy notebook, one of the notebooks. I think that might have been Ian, actually, because he's bought quite a lot of the merch, hasn't he?
Mm.
He's like our chief tester.
I mean, I've still got stickers and stuff in my drawer that I need to find places for.
Yeah, I've got loads of stickers I need to order. Stuff.
I mean, I've got stuff in this bloody drawer that's not mine.
Yeah, I've got stickers I need to order. I need another T-shirt as well.
Yeah, I'm thinking of getting another.
But I'm not sure which design to go for.
I am totally getting a.
Not sure which design to go for. Oh, for Telford.
Maybe. If I can get there, then yeah.
Morgan's just come in to show me that he's got a blue tongue.
What's he been eating? Yeah.
You've been eating crisps. The crisps make your tongue turn blue. Go on. Okay, apparently you've bought some crisps that turn your tongue blue.
Mm. I remember Monster Munch used to do that. Remember Monster Munch used to do, I think they were pickled onion flavoured with crisps that turned your tongue blue. And then they got rid of them because the dangerous chemicals and stuff.
That'd do it.
Yeah.
Okay, apparently these are them. They turn your tongue blue.
Oh, yeah, the tackies.
Tacky.
They look blue.
Good name for it.
Yeah. Love you too, buddy.
Yeah.
It's one of the things I love about Morgie. Every time he's going out the room, he always makes sure to tell me that he loves me.
Oh.
It's really nice.
Yeah. Tackies are an American thing, I believe.
Yeah.
Oh, I've not heard of them.
Yeah, I'm sure they're an American thing. Stuff like that's become more popular over here.
Mm. There you go. Ooh, that's not right. That's dry. Yeah, David says, and it's made from wood, Mikey. It is from wood pulp.
What, tackies?
Gary says, Sea Fury's been reading Dad's logbooks. The paint schemes were changed like traffic lights. Paint silver interiors, wheel beige, repainted cockpit greens. Humboldt 78, good match. Yeah, I painted the inside of the cockpit with, I think it's the light grey Vallejo primer, and then all the other stuff inside is going to be black. But not that you can see it, so not going to matter. Robert says, would you believe it? Ian says, I'm partial to a bit of content redacted.
Okay, y'all are turning this filthy now.
Julie says he likes watching channels that involve content redacted as well. Apparently, Julie says for the younger viewers, paper is like the stuff Amazon pack their crap in, but it's white and thinner. And he says, Kerry here and lunchtime. Be back later, folks.
Bye.
Robert says, have a nice lunch munch, Julia. Yeah.
Here's my other bit of photo etch gone.
Hopefully that'll... I don't think it will, actually.
Oh, there.
Tell you what, let's put it like that. Just like that. It's doing an endo. I remember having to do one of them on my motorbike once.
Having to do one?
Because...
Or just wanting to do one?
An endo.
Yeah.
No. I sort of had to. It was unavoidable. I came off the M56 motorway, and there's a roundabout just after you come off the motorway to go onto the road that leads up to Runcorn Bridge, because I was going over to visit family in St Helens. And there's a traffic queue in the left lane, which was the lane to come off an industrial estate.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going up the right-hand lane, and the road ahead, the lane ahead of me was completely clear. So I'm obviously accelerating away from the roundabout, and the bike's quite quick at accelerating. And as I hit about 40, 50 mile an hour, this bloody car doesn't even look and just pulls straight out the traffic jam straight in front of me. Even though I slammed on as hard as I could, and the back end, I could feel the back end lift slightly, I still only missed the back of his car by a few feet. I only just managed to stop it in time. I was not amused, and he crapped himself when he realised what he'd done. Because all he saw was this biker with a 20-stone biker with a bloody helmet lurching at his back window. Luckily managing to stop. Yeah, that was interesting trip. Gary says, 2 random Sea Furies painted dark blue, 114 and 115. 115 is flying in France after a full rebuild. Guido Zuccoli's 232 flying in Italy, not found 114 yet. The one me and Morris are making is the one that was in the Cheshire Royal Naval Reserve thing. Fleet Air Arm Reserves. June says, IME, content redacted. Channels are mostly on Patreon. Laugh out loud. No, they're mostly on OnlyFans, I think. Not that I'm saying Ian has OnlyFans or visits OnlyFans, obviously.
No, I always find it funny people
I don't believe Ian's like that. He's a nice guy.
People associate that site with like filth, basically, like mature content. However, there is actually a channel on there all to do with a hearse.
Yes.
It's basically people just wanting pictures of a hearse in like with like a specific background. Really...
Yeah.
Hey, if I could drive and bought a car, I would buy a hearse.
Oh.
And like trek out the back.
To be honest, I wouldn't. To be honest, I'd be surprised if you didn't.
I'd have like.
I'd be surprised if you didn't have like some 7-foot guy driving you around in it.
No, I'd drive it myself, obviously. But I would love to drive a hearse as my everyday run around car. Think of how much shopping you can put in the back.
Yeah, it's true.
It's what we used to. You could do that with what we called estate cars.
Think how many models you could put in the back of it.
Yeah, they fit in lovely, especially if you to bend the legs.
Obviously, like I'd take out the rails and stuff like that.
And the coffin and the...
Oh, yeah. Well, no, because you got some tiled models too, haven't you? Yeah, take the body out and the coffin.
No, I think like I've seen videos of people putting like seats and stuff in the back, and like underneath the seats is storage that you can have like a mattress and stuff in that in, like rolled up.
Yeah.
And people just use them to go like stargazing and stuff.
All right.
So that's what I'd use it for.
Glamping.
It's not glamping.
What would it be? It wouldn't be glamping.
Well, because glamping, it's like you get like this big hut, and it's got electricity and Wi-Fi and everything. It's basically
it's not really camping, that is it? That's just a poor man's hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had all that. We had all that in Iraq, and we didn't call it glamping. You don't go camping to be connected to the Wi-Fi and things.
No.
Robert says buying a hearse means it would
to the
won't have
wildlife.
to be ragged. Yeah, buying a hearse means it wouldn't have been ragged. That's true.
Actually, I'd buy a used hearse because they are so cheap. There was a...
Well, that's what he's saying. If you bought a used hearse, you know it hadn't been ragged around and abused.
Yeah.
What the hell? Why is that not lining up? Gary says Airfix C-Fuel wheel door actuators, a choice here. Cut cylinders off with base plate, fit center part into keel beam, fit the rods back in later after kit on its wheels. There we go. I don't know. I don't know a lot about aircraft. I know they have wings. I know how the wings work, but I don't know a lot about them. I understand the principles of flight. Robert says, my uncle used to work for an undertaker. Picked me up from work early morning one morning, said not to worry about the rear passenger. And it freaked him out.
I can imagine.
And he says, when they went bust, their old shop got turned into a bar called Stiffs. That's cool.
Love it.
That's always funny when we've been talking, or when we're doing a live stream with Tiff and Steph, and you get the names muddled up.
Yeah.
We end up calling you Stiffs.
Stiff and Tiff.
Yeah. I can't get a bloody glue on that. Look, me.
It's my darling wife's birthday tomorrow.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
Have you bought her anything nice?
Yeah, we have. I'll mention it here because she'll never watch this.
I don't blame her.
We bought her a KitchenAid mixer in the color
Hang on,
that she...
your wife's birthday, you bought her something to help her cook.
Nothing says I love you like here's something for the kitchen.
Yeah, I know. So I have learned over the years not to buy her. Oh, here's a CD, rock and roll, or DVDs or whatever. But for this one, she has been looking at them for about 20 years. But yeah, I get it. But this is something I think she would want.
Yeah. I might buy Kaylee a Hoover for her birthday. Oh, sorry. If you're watching, Kaylee, I'm not buying you a Hoover for your birthday, darling. I promise. I just got you one the other week. We only got a new one the other week. That's not as funny as I think. Anyway, but it is her birthday in a couple of days.
Yes, it is.
Next Friday, actually. Oh, shit. Yeah, D-Day.
Ushita birthday.
Mm. Jim says, great thing about being a hearse driver is no one's asking you from the back of the vehicle, are we there yet? You'd shit yourself if they were.
Just a bit.
Ian says, I know what Gary's saying. You can't build a kit and not expect to snap those tiny bits off, and they could disappear without you knowing. A design flaw. Yeah. Jim says, a friend gave his wife a vacuum cleaner for an anniversary gift. Last I heard, he's still sleeping on the couch.
No, don't get me wrong. If, say, my Hoover broke and it was my birthday within like the next week or so, I'd accept a Hoover.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, this is like it's an $800 thing, so £400. So
yeah.
you know, it's not just a simple appliance, if you know what I mean.
I wouldn't expect anyone to spend that amount of money on me, let alone my partner.
That's why she's going to be angry. But each of the kids put in. It's me, and it was my idea. It was Jenna's idea, and each of the kids put in equal quarter each, which is fantastic.
Oh, there you go.
Fair enough. Right.
Nothing says I love you like walking in on your wife's birthday saying we've clubbed together and.
Yeah.
We held a family collection for you. In fact, you should start it like that, just to wind her up. I think that she'd find that funny. We've had a bit of a whip around.
Yeah, me and the lads. Yeah.
Yeah. Go on, you can do it. Line up. There we go. Ooh, cool. Chat. Gary says, did see years ago at Bathurst Club Racing Day an American Cadillac ambulance and a hearse going for it down Conrod Straight. Barely cleared the bottom left turn. It's not just American.
Yeah, that'd be insane.
Ian says, I've even managed to flatten the exhaust thingy under the plane. Oh, well done. Robert says, my Dyson got murdered. Waiting for a wet and dry vacuum today. Due between 11 and 1. Needed to suck up water from porch because roof just started leaking today.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's not good. New. We don't like leaky roofs. No, it's C3.
I think they've given me the wrong size tubing for this.
That's D.
This model, because it doesn't seem to want to go on.
That's what she said. Right. C3. Helps if I have it the right way up. C2. There is no C3. What? I'll say that. It's going to be another. E.
No. Got it.
No. Gosh darn it.
Done it. Right.
David says that's good, not good, Robert. Robert says found water the old-fashioned way. Wet socks feel horrible. He is.
Ugh. Yeah, they do.
Deed says quick pop in. I'm currently going through. Deed says quick pop in. I'm currently going through job interviews and have to miss out. Keep on biking. All right, buddy. Good luck with your interviews.
Good luck.
Robert says new vac half the price of a spare part for the Dyson. Yeah. I never bothered buying one.
Yeah, don't bother with Dysons.
We've got one. It's awesome. Had it for 25 years.
You've obviously never used it then.
That's a lie. A dirty stinking lie. I've used it twice.
Yeah, don't forget, he lives in a mansion, so he has marble floors and everything. So he just polishes them, just mops the floor, and that's it.
Well,
Gary says, Seafury, he has to have marble floors because all the paint he keeps leaving around everywhere and throwing around.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trying to work out. So I want to mess this up a bit, like the floor. But what do you think? Bit of Nolan oil? You think just rubbed into the grey? I don't know.
Yeah.
Or a bit of black maybe. I don't know. I don't know. So I don't think I want Nolan oil. It'll be gloss, I think. Let's go something else.
Graham says Sea Fury cockpit black is too dark. Thinking to use dark grey with lighter scuffing on edges. Well, yeah, that's what I was gonna do. Just use black as a primer and then do some dry brushing over it with some NATO and some bit of silver paint or something, bit of natural metal or something, steel. There you go. Right, stay there, you son of a gun. Stay there. Right. Kieran says, Gary, looking at the Seafury instructions, I think I'd cut the actuators out and refit later, or put blobs of blue tack over them to protect them, and can remove it carefully later to paint. There you go. Henry. David says, we have a Dyson. It's been with us for a good 15 years. No parts for it, as it was discontinued 8 years back. Robert says, use real weathering on cockpit floor. Throw it outside for a bit into muddy water.
Never see it again. So much water around.
Float off downstream.
Yeah, it floats off with you at the minute, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Right. So, I think that's everything on that side. Okay. Oh yeah, of course. Parents. How can I be so stupid?
Two ID.
Come on. Get on. Okay.
All right.
There you go. Gary says, Kieran, for me, a careful cut to remove the parts, but very easy to fit back later. It's a stupid staging fit Airfix didn't think through. Yeah. Kieran says, Gary, yep, I think I'd approach it the same way. I'm also surprised they aren't separate parts to fit later. Yeah. They seem to be doing that quite a lot lately, don't they?
Harumph.
Hoses. Ooh, cripes. Right.
Ah, bugger.
I skipped that stage. Right, I need to put what the hell? F2? There's a sprue F. Huh. D. B. G. Oh, there you go. Oh, goody. I need to paint that before I can put it on. Jim says, I didn't get a harumph out of you. Give the governor a harumph. A whole bit red. That does make sense. No, it's all red.
Oh, come on, get on
So I'll
there.
do that later. All right, D is a decal, I assume. I haven't even looked at the decals for this.
Well, they're nice, I'd imagine, because they're good kits. Those ones, the Asian ones.
I think that's just a piece of paper. Pretty sure. Yep. The decals are in the other bag. So I don't know why they put that in there.
Oh, here's the rain.
Falling on your head like a memory.
Duke says, John, did you say that you're going to the Model Expo in Melbourne? King's birthday long weekend.
I did. I shall be there with the better-looking Marley.
I'm guessing Duke's going to be there now.
Oh my god!
You,
Oh
Duke,
my
and Sam could all meet. You could all meet up under the Airfix kits.
Yeah. No, it's yeah. So yeah. So going down, the main reason we're going to Melbourne is so we can see the new family members. Second to that is Paul's oldest son James and his partner Nicola. It's our engagement party, and the following weekend is the Scale Model Expo in Melbourne. In fact,
Yeah. They're actually really nice decals.
I'll change my camera
There you
here
go.
and show you a thing. Oh yeah, you found them?
Yeah.
They do look good.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll go down, no problems. Yes.
That's
So
what
Scale
she
Model
said.
Expo, Australian Scale Model Expo 2025, with those beautiful looking things. Oh look, a Whippet good.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's at oh, you could look up if you want to. Sandown Entertainment Centre.
Nice. You know what? I'd actually build another Meng World. Another Meng World War One kit. I got a Takum one. I've not done yet.
Yeah,
Ooh.
I'll do that. I enjoyed the Whippet.
Yeah.
Oh, looking at that, yeah, I've got to do that bloody
Gary
Herc
Morris
thing.
surprised me. The Herc. The Herky word. Gary says, Gary Morris surprised me when he said he threw the kinetic kit in the bin. I've studied the plans and the parts, realised you have to rethink the assembly process and work that way, ignoring the instructions. Yeah, Gary doesn't have a lot of patience when it comes to things like that.
Yeah.
Jimmy says, yeah, even when the instructions are good, sometimes he forgets to read ahead and stuff, and he ends up making little snafus, little boo boos.
Oh.
Jimmy says, that was odd. Stream froze while I was away. Demonic. It's because you're a heathen.
Heathen.
Joe
So
says, okay, just received an email from the junior golf. Sorry?
I was going to say I've not built the Kinetic F16, but the other ones I have. The instructions are fairly ordinary, but the kits are great. I enjoy them.
Yeah. Joe says, oh, freaking hell. Come on, stupid thing.
Joe says,
okay, just received an email from junior golf tournament requesting me to select my lunch for tomorrow. What should I pick? A bowl of red beans on rice, or a shrimp po' boy sandwich, or a shrimp po' boy? I don't know what shrimp po' boy is.
I'd go shrimp.
I'd have to say beans on rice. Ian says, Duke says, what day are you going? I usually go on the Sunday to get some bargains at the Bring and Buy.
Yeah, okay. I'll see you there on Sunday.
Oh, you're going to have a big hug and everything? All going to be emotional.
It'd be awesome. Yeah.
Jim said, Joe, I vote for the shrimp sandwich. Joe says shrimp po' boy it is. And Duke says shrimp pool boy.
Okay. So apparently that's what a shrimp po' boy is. It looks like
sandwich.
Well, yeah, but I guess it's the American version of the Vietnamese pho, I would imagine, or a pho, as people might say. Oh, apparently it's from New Orleans.
I don't know that.
Well, there you go. Delicious classic shrimp po' boy sandwich loaded with zesty golden brown shrimp on French bread with Cajun remoulade. Remoulade. That does sound nice. Oh, it's a sandwich from Louisiana. I'm very wrong. It's not Vietnamese at all. Go the shrimp. But call it prawn just to upset him.
Love you too, buddy. Yeah, Morgan came in to give me a hug.
Nice.
Because he's nice like that. He's a kid. Jim says, John, take some group photos, John. Yeah. Jim says, shrimp po' boy looks like a BLT with shrimp instead of bacon. Yeah. Jim says, Narlene's. Gary says, Joe, go for the mukbang totoboki and kimchi. Soju to wash it down. Oh, sorry, wrong country. Kimchi, can you just give him a little slap on the back of the head, please? No, Kim Young Lee, not Kimchi. Kim Young Lee's his wife. Yeah, can you give Gary just a little tap on the back of the head for making me read a whole lot out? June says, no, Duke, Noel. Noel? Who's Noel? Did Jim go to school with him?
No. Most likely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bloody hoses are come off.
Have a slight issue.
Oh, yes?
I seem to have lost the decals from my Virago.
Oh, no. There wouldn't be many of them.
Oh.
It would be a very small sheet.
And I know I've had them because obviously I've put the license plate on.
Yeah.
I'll turn everything upside down later.
That makes no sense. Right. Gary says, nah. Duke says, sorry, Julian, I thought it was the southern drawl for pool boy. Oh, my God. Julian said Noel. Right?
Yeah.
So if you take the L out of pool boy, what do you have? Think about it.
Oh, I know exactly. I'm just not saying it.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. Everyone else hear that penny drop?
No, for a moment I couldn't remember the name, the full name. It's like everything on here, it was foreign to me.
Julian says, Mikey read Duke's comment again. He said pool boy, so I said Noel. Yeah, I know, bud. But if you take the L out of pool boy, Look at what you've got left. Jim says, no L, so we'll take a streetcar. Duke says, that's a shit sandwich, Mikey. Yeah. David says, Julian!
Oh.
I don't. Kay's just shouted this. I don't know whether she shouted to me or to Morgan that dinner's ready. And I can't see why she'd do my dinner now, but because I'd just be insanity. I think I know what's happened. Well, that's bloody annoying.
What are you doing? Mikey.
Joe says, the wife will take the pool boy, I'll take the sandwich and the 20-ounce beer. Gary Waitrose says, I now have a pink Sea Fury.
Oh, yeah.
That sounds like a euphemism. Julie says, whoa, I'm innocent, I tells you.
Yeah, innocent my ass.
Yeah. Yeah. About as innocent as OJ. Jim says, Joe, that's a fair exchange any husband will take. Jim says, no, in cent, in new cent, summit weren't me Ossifer. Yikes. And he stabbed himself.
Okay, you can stay there for a minute.
Right.
Oh, come on, there we go.
I think Morgan just fell on the floor. Junior says, PMSL at Tiff's innocent my ass. To be fair, she's not wrong. Pardon you?
Oh no, that was just me. Something fell.
Yeah, excuses. Excuses, we've heard them all.
It's really bugging me where those decals could have gone to.
Right, I think
that's dangerous.
The end of these, yeah, I think the end of the because the hoses have come off or a couple of the hoses have come off the spark plugs. I think the ends of the spark plugs have snapped off inside the hoses.
Oh dear.
Which is annoying. But I shall persevere and overcome.
Yes.
But that is the way of the channel.
Indeed. I was able to get the hoses onto mine. Like it took a little while, but I've got to top up some of the paint.
We do not surrender on this channel. We are not cheese eating surrender monkeys. I can't remember what. I think that was Blackadder or something.
I think you're right.
I wouldn't know. Never watched it.
Yeah, I still can't believe you've never watched these programs.
I didn't exactly.
He calls the French cheese eating. He calls the French cheese eating surrender monkeys.
Okay.
Jim says, as I tell a friend, every time you think you weaken the nation. Okay. Gary says, those watching in Korea are getting the jokes now. Some staff are Korean American, so the translation is working. The live feed can see them all laughing. That would be brilliant to be able to watch.
That'd be great. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's really throw a spanner in the works and all start speaking Welsh.
What do I mean, all start speaking Welsh?
I think that'd only be you, Mikey.
You can say Bonadar.
Yes.
Or you can say Penandar, can't you?
Panda, yeah. Can.
Hello. No. A noun. As in noun with a letter P at the beginning.
Noun.
And then da.
Penanda.
Yeah, that's good afternoon in Welsh.
Oh, is it? Oh.
Yeah.
For a moment, I thought it was cheese eating surrender monkeys in Welsh.
Think of it. I think, judging by like K-pop and stuff like that, they'd probably enjoy a lot of the Welsh songs because they're quite similar sounding. Obviously, different language, but
yeah,
some of the folk sounds sound pretty similar. We're taking over South Korea, which sounds so wrong.
Yeah,
Probably
no, I don't think
politically
I'd like
really
that.
insensitive.
No.
No, I don't want to do that.
We're becoming popular. It's kind of popular in South Korea. Actually, I do watch a channel on YouTube, and it's North Koreans that have escaped to South Korea, and it's interviewing them and getting them to watch videos about Western culture. And it's really interesting to see their reactions and things. And they talk about the stuff they're told about the West and things like that. Here's a point, John. You know, we say Asia is the East, and you got the Middle East and stuff like that. What do you call it in Australia? Because obviously it's west of you.
Yeah. Well, we still call it the Far East, I guess. No, we call it. Well, it's all. Well, we just call it Asia, Southeast Asia.
Because technically in Australia, the Far East is America.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mind blown.
Well, not really blown. For us, it's just like we just accept that most of the planet are from other places, and if they describe, I mean, let's face it, they still refer to American natives as Indians and all that sort of stuff like that. It's still nowhere near India.
There we go.
Although Hawaii
Julian
is creeping
says,
towards India.
If I recall, John, shut the fuck up. Sorry, John. Love you, John.
No, I'd love to see how that translates to Korean.
Julie says, if I recall correctly, Americans were called burger-eating invasion monkeys. They were on QI anyway. Yeah. We're going to democratize it. Democratize everything. Waitrose says, cheese-eating surrender monkey comes from The Simpsons. Ah, there you go. That's probably where I remember it from.
I looked it up before. It's 1995 episode, and then it was used in Blackadder.
Yeah.
after that.
Uh-huh.
Wow. So my memory does work. Cool. Duke says, John, just get some phlegm up and you're speaking Welsh.
Yeah.
Gary says, you'll cop it back in Hungle. That would be funny for me. Gary says, Australasia. Yeah. It is an interesting thought. Jim says, Far East, Middle East are global terms created by European nations. There we go. Yep. Because if you live somewhere like Florida, then technically Europe is the Far East geographically. You can't have everything's to the east, can you? Or can you? Paul says, what do we call that place filled with Southeast Asians? We call it Melbourne. And they're all fabulous people. Oh, Marley. Julie says, good evening, Paul. Now, are those pipes sticky? Yeah, kind of. It'll take a while to settle. Right. Put the other side on. Very carefully. No. Listen very carefully, but I shall say this only once. There you go. Wow, we've only got 7 minutes left.
Cool. It's gone by quick.
Yeah. I've just realised, right? Gary's saying that all those people, like over 700 people, are watching and laughing at the show, right? They could just be laughing at us, not with us.
Oh, I'm absolutely convinced of that.
They could be going, ha ha ha, stupid British and Australians.
We can almost guarantee they're laughing at John.
Well,
bless him.
We love you, but you're a fool.
You're a lovable rogue.
there we go.
Okay.
Now, apparently, I need to concertina all this up into a throttle quadrant. So let's see how that goes. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9
Wow,
folds.
you can't even see those hoses, so yeah. They just sit inside. Right. Okay.
You're just going to leave the hoses off then?
No, I'm going to leave them on. I'm going to have them on. It's just I don't need to fix them to anything, so I'll just leave them loose inside. Yeah. Get on. No, that's not right. There. Oh, freak's sake. Stay there.
7 minutes.
Nope. Oh, pull that down. Yeah. It's not. Gone fairly quickly today.
Oh, it always does, though.
That's because we're wonderful. Not.
No.
There you go.
I think I'll leave that
There
there.
we go. Right, so hold that on. I think. Ah, crap. Yeah, I could just picture all those people sitting there going, "Aha! The fat Welshman's on, and the goth, and the really weird Santa-looking Australian." There we go.
Not very much goth at the moment, though.
You.
I will be, though. I need to get back to how I used to be.
Yeah. Oh, wow, lots of chat.
Shotting up.
Better looking Marley says, hello, Julian, and others in chat. Jim says, hello, Paul. Duke says, Australasia only refers to Australia, New Zealand, and Polynesian Islands and Southeast Asia. China and India, etc., are not considered to be part of it. Yeah. Gary says, very sad in North Korea. Did meet Kim Jong-il in 2018 while filming a major dance festival. He is not very tall, 4'6" with a weird haircut. His sister's menacing.
Wow.
4'6".
That's tiny.
My 13-year-old stepson is over 5 foot. Well, he's about 5'5" now. That's like the size of an 8-year-old or a 10-year-old.
That's like a whole foot shorter than me.
Is that the one that gets really offended whenever anyone puts Winnie the Pooh in a video?
Yeah.
Or is that King Kong? It's one of them. Anyway. Or it could be the Chinese. I'm not sure.
No, it's one of them.
Joe says, even better news, Mikey. Email tells me my Beardy t-shirt is being delivered today. Oh, cool. Yeah, so let me know if it's all right for you.
You've probably already seen this,
but
this is a...
Paul says, what are you building, John? Is it your Valiant?
Latest scratch-built 1/700 scale North Korean Choi Hyun class frigate. That's clever.
There you go. June says, I put links to books my friend Chris wrote, Red Coat History on YouTube, in Discord under recommended purchase. 3 books, Military History Geek's Guide to... Jim says, Duke, thanks for that info, Duke. For a long time, I've wondered what made up Australasia. Now I know. Thank you, mate. Gary says, Koreans have the same sense of humor. They know you're all dishing on each other. My brother-in-law and I yell at each other all the time, then fall out laughing. Yeah. Yeah. John knows we love him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Duke says, Jim, I forgot Papua New Guinea too. There you go. June says, 4'6". Hell, that's shorter than me, and that's going some. Yeah, because Julian's a dwarf. He comes just under the maximum height. One. A dwarf. For someone with dwarfism, I should say. Yeah. 4'6" is tiny. Jim says 4'6". Wow, he's shorter than Uncle Joe was. I don't know who that is. Was that Vietnam or something? David says, I think it's the way they photograph them, as they have to make sure he looks taller. Yeah. Yeah, that's mad. I never realised that. I'm 5'11" and I'm quite short.
I'm 5'6".
Oh, so you're a full foot taller.
Yeah.
There you go. Jim says Uncle Joe was Stalin. There we go.
Ah. Of course he was. No,
You're
is he short?
Stalin.
Was he short? I didn't know. Never met the guy myself.
You know, me either.
Yeah.
Oh, this quadrant quadrant is.
Right.
This is a thing. I know it's a throttle quadrant, but I tend to call it a quattle quadrant because one of the guys signed up a US on a Herc one night saying quattle quadrant removed, replaced with service wide, and blah 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 blah. So they've become known as quattle quadrants. In
Okay.
well, Herc
Right.
techos.
John.
Shutting up, sir.
John. I love you. I love you, but shut the fuck up.
Got it.
We are 2 minutes past the 2 hour mark. Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
Apparently,
So
my
I'm done
bacon
here.
and sausage pussy is ready. Yum.
Ooh.
Yeah. Nice. Jim says Mark Felton did a video showcasing the heights of World War II leaders and others. Entertaining, to say the least, if not less. There we go. So, that's the bike so far.
Oh, yeah. Let's zoom in on you.
I think that's looking pretty cool. Have you done it, Modders?
Yes.
Here we are.
There you go. There you go. Focus. There you go.
Coming along.
It's looking pretty cool, I think. Yeah. I just need to figure out how the hell to get the fuel tanks to stick down. There you go. Modders. We'll go to you.
Well, I finished the engine and I've just laid it in so it looks like that.
Nice.
I have to
Ooh, shiny.
screw it in place. So
Yeah.
be good.
Are you enjoying the build?
Yes, so much. I love bikes.
Good.
Love them.
Me too.
Bikes.
Marley.
Well, so I'm just about coming up the home stretch with the cockpit of the Victor. What remains is to pilot seats, the ejection seats, but I've still got other bits of photo etch and stuff to go on there, and then the sig belts, yada yada. But they're coming on. Put them in place. Yeah, I've got one throttle quadrant on one side. Where is it? There we go. That'll be painted black, and the other one on the other side, and that will be the insides done. So looking okay, I think. You'll not see it. Yeah, you'll not see it. Yeah. But I've enjoyed it nonetheless.
So Duke says Stalin was believed to be 5'5" or 5'6". Yeah, it's about there on me. Joe Young says, mind you, my uncle is sometimes misused. A friend in London called the Cray twins Uncle Ron and Uncle Reggie. They were family acquaintances. Yeah, it's not that it's misused in it. It's a term of endearment for someone who's friends of your family through your parents. Joe says, awesome, Tiff.
Thank you.
Jim says, that's looking really nice, Tiff.
Thank you.
Jim says, be seeing you. David says, both of those look so good. Thank you, David. Julian says, very nice looking, John. Yeah, the model's all right as well, isn't it? Duke says, John, are you going to paint it? Paint it black. Cool. Right. Thank you all for joining us today. We shall be back. Well, those with the corporal level membership, we have a live stream tomorrow at 12 o'clock. If you want to become a member, the link is on the channel page on YouTube. Other than that, we're back on Thursday with the big boy build. Hello, big boy. At 12 o'clock. And then we're back on Friday at 12 o'clock with the Sea Fury build.
And I'll see everybody in about a week and a half.
Yeah. You're off tomorrow as well, are you?
Tomorrow evening, yes.
Okay. Well, sod you. Me and Gary will make some awesome content without you.
Yay.
Dave says, finish my bike. We'll put pics on Discord. Not much colour as it's a Ninja. Yeah, no problem, buddy. Look forward to seeing it. And Robert says, Julian, have fun doing yours. There we go. Right. Oh, hang on. What happened then? Oh, yeah. There you go. It says, see you on the member show tomorrow. Yeah.
Yes.
Right. For those that we'll see you tomorrow. And for those that we won't, see you Thursday, hopefully. Bye, everyone.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Cool, Val.